Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie, and today we're going to talk a little bit about my new citrus trees. Now, I moved here from California, and when I lived in California, I grew several citrus trees. I had the Morrow Blood Orange, Eureka Lemon, Improved Meyer Lemon. Let's see, what else did I have? I had a Awari Satsuma Mandarin that was my favorite. Then I also had a Navel Orange, and I think that orange tree was grafted with another type of orange because there were some of the oranges that didn't have the navel to them. But anyway, I loved my citrus trees and I miss them now that I'm here in Utah. So I've decided to try and grow them in pots. Now, I'm not the best at growing things in pots, so I've done a little bit of research. Now, I did find an article on Gardenista's website that talks a little bit about growing citrus, and I will tell you a little bit about what I learned from that. So first, let's look at my citrus trees. So the first tree that we're going to look at is my Awari Satsuma Mandarin tree. And I love this fruit. They taste so good and they're easy to peel. Supposedly they have a lot of cold tolerance too, but definitely not enough to come anywhere close to being able to overwinter outdoors here in Utah. But when I received this plant, I got it probably, let's see, when was it? I think I got it in January, and it's April right now. And when it first came in, it was covered with all these white spots, and what I'm assuming is that is a pesticide that they were required to use to eliminate any of the pests that were not supposed to cross state borders. And then when it got here, within a week, it lost every single one of its leaves. Now, I panicked a little bit until I read the Gardenista article, and that article says that sometimes these citrus trees will lose their leaves if you change up their conditions a little bit. So obviously the conditions are changed quite a bit, being shipped here and all. So then I just waited, watered it very carefully, not too much, not too little, and you can see the amount of new growth that it has. So the first thing that I did is I chose a pot. This pot has drainage holes in the bottoms. It came with a saucer, and I filled it with what's called 511 soil. Now, I read a lot of different citrus sites, and what they recommend is to fill your pot with 1 part hardwood wood chips, not big ones, small ones, and 1 part perlite and 1 part good potting soil. Now, you definitely need to choose a potting soil that does not have the moisture holding particles in it. You don't want this soil to hold moisture, you want it to drain. And the one thing that I learned in California growing citrus is that if you have soil that holds water for a long time, citrus will rot. Citrus does not like to hold water around its roots. It needs good drainage. So this one, with the holes in the bottom of the pot and the good draining soil, so this seems to be a good combination for this citrus tree. Now also, because the pot drains and I have it inside, plus citrus trees like humidity, I added pebbles to the bottom of my pot. Now when the water drains through here, it goes into the pot and then releases that moisture as humidity. Now if the pot gets too full and the bottom of the pot is sitting in water, I will actually use this. It's a turkey baster. Stick it in here, pull it out. I have a bucket over there to squirt the water back into so we don't have excess moisture at the roots. Or I can just pick it up and drain it into there if I want to. But with the turkey baster, I have my citrus hiding behind all my other trees that are waiting to go outside, and the turkey baster makes it a lot easier. So the other thing I am careful of is how much I water these. So far, with the humidity that's in this room and the way this soil is holding water, I'm only needing to water about once every 2 weeks. And I got a moisture meter. Now this spot is a little more dry than the other spots, but if you take it back over here, see, we've got more moisture. I water when it hits the green in 3 different spots. See, that side right there is quite wet for some reason. I don't know why. But that's a way to be able to tell how wet your soil is so you're not overwatering your citrus, because that is the death knell to citrus, is wet roots. And look at this. Oh my word. We've got citrus flowers and they smell so good. This is one of the main reasons I wanted to grow citrus, is I missed this smell so much. And we've got a large clump of them down here. Now I doubt that this tree will support fruit this early. You know, this is its first year, but I'm going to leave the flowers on and let it form whatever fruits it wants. Citrus trees will drop whatever fruits they cannot carry. So if this tree decides it's not going to be able to carry a fruit load, it will drop all of the fruits that it forms. Now when I potted this tree up, I mixed it with a granular fertilizer called Citrus. I think it was the Espoma Citrus Tone. I'm not sure. I don't quite remember exactly what it was, but it was one of the organic granular citrus fertilizers. And any citrus fertilizer will work. They are heavy feeders. You can slow down a little bit in the winter, but when they're growing like this, when they're fruiting and flowering, they definitely need to be fertilized probably once a month is my guess. In ground in California, I fertilize them 3 times a year. So I'm going to probably fertilize these with the granular once a month, and then I'll hit them. Let me show you the liquid fertilizer that I have. I found this fertilizer, 231 fish and seaweed fertilizer. Citrus seems to really like the fish fertilizers, but I have that one to water it in with also once a month. So I will do the liquid fertilizer between the granular feeds. So this way, these citrus trees have a constant source of nutrition to form their fruits and flowers. So the other thing that I've done is I've added grow lights. This window, pardon the dirty blinds, this is my son's old room and I haven't changed out the blinds yet, but eventually I'll do that. But I've added grow lights because this is a west-facing window and the sun does not come through here all day long, and you know, the trees are small enough that it doesn't hit them directly. And citrus need direct sunlight. Now this one is my Eureka lemon. Maybe it's actually, I think I mixed them up. This one's the Owari Satsuma mandarin. And this is the improved Meyer lemon. Sorry, not Eureka, improved Meyer. Okay, I'm getting myself mixed up. I just had my second COVID shot and my brain's not working like it should. Anyway, citrus trees need a lot of light. So if you don't get direct sunlight, like from a south-facing window most of the day, then you do need a grow light while indoors. I've also blocked off the vent down here. We don't want the hot, dry air hitting the plants. And I don't care about the air conditioning because I will be moving these plants outdoors as soon as the weather permits. It's still hitting the 30s and 40s at night, which is too cold for these trees right now. And moving them in and out every day is just too much work for me right now. So these trees will stay indoors until it stays consistently over 40 degrees. So I'm really excited about my new citrus trees, and I will keep you updated on how they do. As I've said, I don't expect them to fruit this year, but I have high expectations for fruit next year if I can keep them alive. And I'm hoping by following the information in the article from Gardenista that I can keep them alive and have fruit next year. So I'd love to hear updates on your plants and whether or not you're getting fruit. So if you've liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful garden adventure.